What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. So if you weren't here last time, we built this little guy a house here, and I got some good comments on good ideas on how to change this, but we're not doing that today. We're gonna build, that's right guys, a farm. But before we do that, there's something I want to show you guys. I've been getting a lot of comments. I have a tutorial for this gold farm here that I use, right? Check it out on screen right now if you guys want to build this farm. Full block by block tutorial. I've been getting a lot of comments that the spears, because these guys now carry spears, that it's causing players to like get hit when they're like using the farm, when they're farming with it. Oh, and you can kind of see that which has happened. I'll explain it here in a second, right? But what people have been saying is that, let me turn the sound down real quick because this is gonna be really loud, is that these guys are able to hit with the spears. I didn't know how true this was, so I came in here and tested it myself, and it turns out it's, as long as you stand like as far back as possible, they can't hit you. But something weird that I found out, or not weird, but pretty funny actually, is I was farming and I would go in free cam to check, and if we watch here, we need to find a guy. Here we go. Here's a guy with a spear. Watch what happens. He's gonna run in here and hit one of the other piglin, and then they just kill him before they can even get into the farm. Like, they don't even stand a chance, and then they end up like just killing each other. See, they're fighting out here, all because these guys, they're trying to charge, right? They're trying to charge at me and get here into the inside, but because of, you know, all these pigmen out here, they obviously charge into these guys and hit these guys first, and then they just start attacking each other like this and taking each other out. Anyone who's seeing this right now, the farm is still working in the newest version. You're not going to die to the spears. You're going to be all good. I was using this for a while and I took 0 damage. Even when I stood up close, I took 0 damage. You only take damage if you stand underneath the trapdoor, so don't do that. The farm still works. I thought it was pretty funny though. I want to show you guys that. So what we're doing in this episode, guys, is I want to finally make a tree farm, and we're going to make this one by Ncolyer. It's a farm that can harvest almost every tree. Impulse used it on one of his worlds, and we're going to make it in ours. Now, you may have noticed we marked out some spots already, and that's because, well, this farm is directional. And also, to farm these mangrove things, you have to have them like on a specific spot. So if we take a look here, and if you see that when we place this, right, it places it on this, like this side of the block over here. This is important because where we're going to be standing, we need to be able to reach the propagule. If it's on, not that one, that's a bad example. If it's on, nope, that's also a bad example. Okay, this one. See how this one's more to the left side of the block? We're not going to be able to reach this. So we had to find a spot where it was on like the east side. So if we turn on our overlay, right, you can see that we're facing east. It has to be as close to the east side as possible. So anyways, we had to find that spot and we had to mark it out so we don't like build it wrong, build something incorrect, and then it's doesn't work with the propagules. Everything else will work, just not the propagules. So that's what we're doing today. And then we're gonna connect it up to our thing here, of course, and we're gonna do a little something with this. You guys have, I don't know if you guys have been wondering what this is here for, but you're gonna find out today. It's the mystery spot. Yeah, we're probably gonna change this from oak to spruce, to be honest, because we use more spruce than anything. Let's start getting some resources, and then we'll get working on this. This is gonna be mostly time lapse. Ncolyer doesn't want like anyone to do a tutorial for this thing either, so you know, check out his video. If I do a actual tutorial on this, he'll copyright strike me, so he says it in the description. So, all right, enough yapping. Let's get some resources. All right, everyone. So we got our materials here. Everything is in these 2 shulker boxes. Surprisingly, there's a TNT duper with this that doesn't use a coral fan. Not sure how that's going to work, but you know, I guess we're going to figure it out. Also, guys, the cold weather finally hit where I live. For anyone who has, you know, seen the news here in America, there's a big snowstorm, or a big like winter storm coming. I live in Texas, and the amount of people freaking out because of the snow is quite hilarious, actually. I went to the store yesterday just to kind of like see. I could not believe how empty it was, and I just laughed at the people. It's going to be cold for like 3 days, and that's it. And people think that raw meat and raw food is going to save them when the power goes out and they can't cook anything. Make it make sense. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Just wanted to tell you guys that. I'm sitting nice and cozy with the heater on for once, for the first time this winter. So yeah, if you don't like the cold, I guess come to Texas, where you don't need the heater on in the winter and people buy out every single grocery if it's 32 degrees outside. Great experience, guys. Truly recommend. All right, guys, so small progress update. We've built pretty much the entire bottom part of this farm here, like the collection and the harvesting area and everything. How this works is we're gonna be farming right here. TNT is gonna come down, blow it up, and then it's going to go down into here, right? And if we look down in here, this is actually pretty cool. I've never seen anything done like this. So we have this water stream that goes into this bottom or top slab, right? And then there's a bottom slab here that's waterlogged. So it pushes the blocks across, and then they go right in here. and then fly up. So where you stand is this block right here. This is how you get more saplings, and then everything else filters out the side here and goes through into the item filters. Now we're gonna end up changing this ourselves probably to make it so we can send it to that, but this is just how we have it for now. This is probably gonna change. But now the next things we gotta build up is the bone meal area, right? So where bone meal is dispensed, and then we gotta build up the TNT duper. And then on top of that, we're gonna need something to like replenish the bone meal. But yeah, so that's our little progress update. That's where we're at right now. Let's continue on with this. Alright guys, and here we have it. The farm is done. So this is the TNT duper up here. It's definitely something I've never seen before. And then below here, so there's a couple like different settings with this, right? You can do jungle trees and brown mushrooms, but they grow bigger, so you have to like turn this thing on to make them like go the right way. I don't know all these specifics to it. I just know it's how it works. And then also you have to like click this down here. So let's see, dot, which is right now is normal, and then cross is for like the other stuff. Yeah, so if we flip that and flip that, okay, yeah, that's how it starts working. Oh, it's working. I have no idea how that TNT duper works. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our shulker boxes here and we're gonna fill up the chest with our bone meal, so we can run this for a while and see how it works. The bone meal's in there, so that's gonna start filtering down in here. You know what, let's just make this quicker, speed this process up a little bit. And then the other things we need to do is down here we need to set these item filters. So we're gonna use spruce logs first, and I think that should be everything. Let's throw these 2 extra logs in there, and then from here you have to get, I know you have to get a stack of bone meal. Let's see, this is in this hand and this is here, and then you just click right here, I think. Okay, yeah, we have this right. Bone meal in the main hand, saplings in the left hand, and then we have to fill our inventory with random stuff. Let's plant one first, turn this on, and then turn this on, and then if we stand here and we just hold right click, it should start working. And then I think if we go ahead and do F3T like this and let go, it's still holding. Okay, my hands are off the keyboard right now, guys, and the farm is working. Look at that, wonderful. We're now farming spruce trees. It's gonna be so much easier to get spruce than when we have to mine all those giant trees. We use spruce so much, and this is gonna be so easy. And then if we look in here, these are almost filled. Let's see what filtered in here. So we got a stack, just a little over a stack, and then what's in here? Just sticks. Now I think what's gonna happen is when our inventory fills, I think there's gonna be more saplings that go in down here. Let's test this again. Okay, so we just finished running it, and well, it looks like you only really need 1 chest. Wow, I'm kind of surprised. Let's see what's in here. Yes, okay, just like I figured, saplings are going to go in here. Now the issue with this, I want to filter out this extra stuff here and just pull out the wood, but I don't want, like, I don't know where to send. I guess, no, I don't want to add a filter for every single piece of wood, but I don't want to add a filter for every sapling either. Because what my plan was have these 3 be connected to the tube over here, and then have an extra tube to send to this one. This is going to be the kind of, there's going to be a couple farms in here that aren't going to have specific spots, but we're going to have like random items that we just send to this spot. And this is where I want to send the wood here when we want to like build something with wood. But now we're going to have all the saplings going in, unless we can have a hopper line going into a composter, right? And let's see, I don't have any hoppers to demonstrate this, but hopper going into a composter, and then underneath it, another hopper that pulls out everything that doesn't go in the composter, because it's going to fill up with like wood and stuff that's not going to go into the composter. That might be the plan. I guess we can test it, see if it works, and then we can go about making up the tubes and making a moss farm. All right, guys, so I've done a little testing, and the solution that I thought of isn't going to work. So because how hoppers work, they pull down before they input to the side. But what we're going to do instead is we're just going to filter out the logs from everything that we want, and then we're just going to trash everything else. And the good thing is it's only going to be these 6 extra logs here. So the main one is going to be the spruce, and then the rest of these there actually hasn't been any spruce to go into like this hopper here. So that means it's not producing like enough to even warrant three chests here. So we're just going to change these, and then the rest of these, I'm just gonna switch to item filters like these ones over here, and then we'll put these other 4 logs here in the rest of these. And then we're gonna connect this up here. Also, one thing I had to do is this whole pipe right here, I had to move. So if you remember, it extended out to, it was level with this, but that caused issues with this hopper right here. We actually couldn't build a pipe upwards because of the way the trapdoors were set up. So it wasn't working. So yeah, I had to move this over like, what is this, 4 or 5 blocks? Yeah, let's get some redstone components so we can make some more item filters here and then figure out how we want like the tubes to be all set up. All right, guys, so here is the plan. We got some materials here, a bunch of stuff. This here, moss farm. This here is for all of our item filters and tubes. So all these chests are gonna come out, and then something else we need to do is we need to actually stop up this water for the time being. Then these are all gonna change to, of course, hoppers going into some comparators just like this. And then across here, 1, 2, 3. But what is, oh, that scared me. I was like, what is that sound? It's just the bamboo. So then of course these need to be our redstone torches down here. The comparators go down here, and then our redstone dust comes across just like this. So then at the bottom here, we're gonna have our droppers that are facing downward. Is this one downward? Yes, it is. And now we just need to put these, this is not right. They need to be like this. Okay, let's try this again. That one's down there, and down there. And we trapped ourselves in. Then our hoppers, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then our observers, we need our observers to be, I'm just gonna put them here in the middle. Nope, not like that. And then if we just put one there. Why is that not working? Did I forget how observers work? Wait, what's going on? Hold on a second. Okay, that one works. Are these, hold on. It's working. Is it because, oh, the redstone is, okay, this isn't gonna work right here. The redstone torches are powering these. They're locked. Okay, we got four more hoppers. So it's funny how whenever I make these things, guys, I try to like make everything compact or try to fit it in a small area. Like, I don't have unlimited space in this world and unlimited resources, and I can just make this stuff and build it however I want, wherever I want. I have a feeling for some reason this is still gonna cause issues. This is not gonna work because I just heard both of them click. So I'm curious to see if these are still gonna work. They are not. So it looks like we're gonna need 4 more hoppers because this is gonna have to come down like 3 extra layers. Why is this so ridiculous? So obnoxious, bro. See what I mean, guys? Another example of me just not wanting to make things compact or make things not compact. It's not like the world's gonna end because I made 4 extra hoppers. So anyways, now these should be good. We're gonna close all this in. Well, actually, we're not gonna close all this in because we need to add our observers in here and let the loudness begin. What's flipping? Oh, it's this again. I keep hearing this thing. I'm like, what is that sound? Okay, for the time being, we're turning this off. Let's see, music and sounds. What is it? Is it blocks? It is. Okay, so now this needs to extend because we need our lava here at the end, our single lava bucket, and throw that in there. We don't want the water flowing into the lava, of course. But yeah, there we go. Okay, so that is our wood filter. Now, fully take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're gonna need a sign here. So where do we want the tube to come out? Well, we can just make it come out right here, I guess. If we go ahead and mine down, oh, we're in a low cave here. Where are the dispensers? So they're on the level of our feet. So if we just go in here, this is where our soul sand is going to be. This needs to be ice, and then a slab, and then the water is going to go upwards. Perfect. Let's grab some water. That's going to go here. The ice is going to go here. This needs to go down here. Right here at the end, slab's going to go there. Of course, we're gonna need water here, and there we go. So now we can make this tube going out this way. Now the other elephant in the room. Oh wait, hold on a second. We need to connect all these up to this same water stream down here. I completely forgot about that. Okay, give me a second, guys, because I completely forgot about this other section. I need more materials, and we need to dig out more holes. All right, so we got this area with the droppers put in also, and this one, you know, it was way harder than I thought it was gonna be. So I ended up trying to like, I was having them point down at first, and then I quickly realized that it wasn't going to be possible to connect to this like the standard way with these things, because it goes 2 blocks, and these just would have ended up throwing blocks on top of slabs. So I ended up having these facing outwards into this, and then they just kind of drop in here. I even had this like flowing over at first, but items will actually stay here in this and float in this like half water area instead of dropping down. But luckily we found this solution, so this is working now. And then the other one that we're going to do is we're going to change this one, and I forgot there was a bunch of spruce in here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to build out the tunnel for now, and we're going to have this dropper on this block right here, because it's going to be powered with these ones as well. You can power 3 droppers from 2 observers. And then we just need the waterway. Let's see, it needs to go lower than this. So if we make this water stream on this layer, this should be good. And it needs to go not that way. Which direction is this? Oops, is it west? It should be west, right? West. It should be west. All right, there we go. Now we can go all the way down. We went too far the first time. We almost ended up in this farm. In what is this? The pumpkin and melon farm. But this is where our spruce planks are going to come out. And then we're just probably connected up into, I don't know, maybe one of these. All right, guys. We have all of our infrastructure in place. We have this waterway from these 6 hoppers over here that go into this water stream. And then we have this single one right here that goes down into here and goes all the way under and comes out up here. This is going to be for our spruce, and this is going to be for everything else. So now we need to connect up 2 different tubes. So now let's hop into a handy dandy fun little time lapse as we build up these water tubes. Alright guys, and here we go. We have now connected up each of our farm tubes. So we got this one that goes into this end right here, and then we have this one just for the little extra area right over here. So we just need to do the, what is it, the seaweed now? The seagrass, whatever we want to call it. And then these are all good to go. And then the last thing that we're going to do today in this episode is we are going to connect a moss farm, and that is what is in this shulker box. And it's pretty small, pretty simple, pretty easy moss farm. I used it in a different world and it works pretty good. So we're gonna use the same one. I think it's pretty goated. And yeah, I don't have anything else to really say about it. This area is starting to look real crazy though without the tubes and everything. Obviously this area looks pretty empty. Why is that there? Interesting. This area looks pretty empty over here, but I have some ideas over here. We're also gonna change this. We're gonna add another tube in here, because I want half of these to be like the honeycombs. But what we need to do first is, oh, not the cobblestone, this. We need to take out these oak logs and we're gonna put spruce in here. Now we need to take our kelp and squeeze down in here. And same thing as always, grow the kelp all the way to the top. And let's go ahead and close. Do the same on this side also. The tunnels are done. Now we just need to set up the last step here. What should we do, guys? Time lapse or block by block? I'm thinking time lapse. It's been a very time lapsey episode. Yeah, we'll do time lapse and then we can kind of talk about the farm after. Sound like a plan? Sounds like a plan. Perfect. All right, guys, so here we go. Here is the moss farm. There was some issues. It was having some issues at first. It was something with the observer here. It wasn't activated, but you know, we fixed it. So how this is working is underneath, right, we have, you can't really see it, but there is an observer right here above this block, right? And then these are both droppers, and then there's a dispenser. So what's happening here is when these blocks like push, it activates this observer. It's gonna be right here, it's gonna break, right? And you can see how everything activated, right? So when the observer activates, it sends a redstone signal down through here, and it sends a signal up here to drop these trapdoors to make the water flow. Now, why is this happening? Well, that's what this circuit is here for. It's activating the dispenser that's up top to also bone meal the, what's it called? The moss. The observer activates, bone meals the moss, it spreads it because of the moss mechanic, and then all while that's happening, this redstone signal is coming up, activates here to flush out the water, to push all the stuff across the top, and then it pushes these pistons on this little track back here to put in new stone to make more moss pretty much. So then when it flows, it all flows into these two hoppers here, which go into these composters, which then flow across, and this farm self-replenishes. So now the reason we have these extra composters here is because it used to help reduce lag. I don't know if it does anymore. I just put the composters here anyways. But yeah, that's how this works. This is our cool little moss farm, and you can actually change this if you want to have like some moss and then some bone meal. You can change one of these to be moss, one of these to go into a chest. That was a very long explanation, but yeah, we now have a moss farm up here for our cool little fancy tree farm. Also, these crying obsidian here, you could use regular obsidian, you could use crying obsidian, you can use furnaces if you want, in Java at least. But okay, I think that's just about everything with this. We can, oh, I forgot about the droppers down below. Yeah, I turned the sound back on, guys, so sorry about that. Okay, why don't we get, let's see, what tree should we farm? Let's try to do some birch, and we'll try a cherry tree as well. Why not? Just to test our farm. Yeah, let's go grab some saplings. The only one we can't use or can't do is a jungle sapling, because I don't have any jungle saplings, unfortunately. I used my one singular sapling to grow a tree near my base, and I needed the wood, and it dropped not a single sapling. Quite the sad, unfortunate turn of events. All right, everyone, so we got our, we'll start with the cherry saplings. And if we come in here and we grab a stack of bone meal, and all we should need to do is turn this on. Okay, there's that. I don't want it to blow up my sapling. Okay, there we go, we're good. Well, we need, uh-oh. I don't know if I'm gonna get, I didn't think about this. Sapling, no!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
I didn't think this through. Oh, I got one. I got another one. Okay. Let's not be stupid here. We're gonna have to farm a little bit to, let's not be stupid here to get some saplings. Is this gonna turn off? Okay, there we go. Put this back on. Oh no. I forgot I need to have this filled. Let's farm this up. We'll flick it on, and then we'll clean up our inventory, and then we'll flick it off real quick and see if we get any more saplings. I saw I got one. All right, we got 7 saplings now. Let's see what happens. Okay, hopefully our saplings start replenishing fast enough. I have 4, 3, 5. Okay, it looks like they're starting to go up, which is good. So it looks like this is working. Perfect. Now let's try some birch. What the heck did I just get? Plant down all types of saplings. Okay, that's pretty cool. Pretty special, I guess. Man, the TNT is blowing up my sapling before it grows. Oh wait, I think I know why. I think I need to go clean this up first. Okay, hold on, slight intermission, guys. We need to clean. Cleaning is finished. We cleaned up this front area a little bit, so we shouldn't have any more problems. There we go. It's going a lot faster now. And now we're getting birch wood. Perfect, wonderful, amazing. So this is great. We have so many new decoration options now, and I can just stand here and farm away forever and ever. The last thing we have to check, oh, goodbye sapling. So it's getting rid of all of the trash that we don't want. Now we need to go see if all the wood ended up in here. Perfect, it did. And all right, this big project is finally finished now. But that is gonna do it for this episode, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. Make sure to go check out Ncolyer. I think this is how you say their name. That's who made this farm. It's a really awesome design. 10 out of 10 recommend. Go build it in your survival world. It's actually really easy to build too, honestly. Super easy. It looks complicated. I promise you it's not. Anyone can use it. Anyone in Java, don't use it if you're in Bedrock, and don't come yelling at me if you build this in Bedrock and it doesn't work, because it won't work. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you learned something. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more videos like this. Check out memberships for all kinds of cool perks. Get your names in the comments. Get the schematics that I use and this world download. And yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, everyone.